Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Julie Kim, and I am very excited today because I will be doing a couples Q&A with my fiance, Sung. And we have questions that we're gonna answer for you today. I want this to be casual and fun, but I also added some questions related to college admissions so that you might find that information helpful. Before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also if you are new to my channel, make sure to attend my free training. The link is www.juliekimconsulting.com/masterclass. You'll see the link right here, and we'll also go ahead and put it in the description box below. All right, so the very first question that we have is just kind of introducing ourselves and what we are currently doing as our career and our job. So you want to get started?
Sure. Hi guys, my name is Sung. Currently I am a oral maxillofacial surgery resident here in California. I'm in my 5th year. I still got a year and a half left to graduate from my residency program. Really excited, really looking forward to it.
And for me, I'm sure you guys know, but I am the founder of Julie Kim Consulting, and we help high school students get accepted into their dream colleges using passion projects. And so I consider myself an entrepreneur and also an educator. So that's what we do. All right, so the second question we have is our favorite undergrad experience. So what was your favorite experience?
I went to Brown University back in 2007, and if I had to pick one favorite experience, it would have to be Acapella. I took a liking for singing. Instantly, my freshman year, I auditioned for a bunch of these Acapella groups, and the one that I really wanted to be in was called the Brown Derbies. I think they have quite a few albums now, but yeah, Acapella was definitely my fun to go to. Really made lifelong friends. So yeah, I got to make a lot of friends. These weekend gigs definitely was a way to just kind of let go of studies and just kind of have fun amongst friends. So.
And I think that's why knowing your personal interest is really important, even as high school students, because these are the things that you can share with college admission officers, like, oh, if I go to Brown, I would love to participate in Acapella. And so that also helps them attract a variety of students on campus.
Yeah, I agree. I think even though nowadays we are definitely more geared towards figuring out what you want to do after college and have some sort of job security, but it really shouldn't hinder you from having fun and really putting it out there that, hey, these are my hobbies, this is what I'm interested in, and I'm definitely wanting to pursue this in the midst of following your academic career in a college setting.
So for me, I went to USC, and my best experience at USC, I can't pinpoint one extracurricular, but I was able to participate in a variety of organizations. So one organization that I was a part of was a business organization. So we would have like companies and recruit students, and like I love organizing and leading events. And so that was really, really fun. And also I was able to participate in a nonprofit called Teach for China, and that was more geared towards education. So for me, USC was really fun in a sense that like there's so much that you can participate in because USC truly values diversity. So for me, that opportunity was just really fun for me. It's embarrassing to say, but I've never went to a football game at USC. And I think it's because I was like so focused on trying to get into grad school, and so I kind of regret that I didn't have a lot of fun during my undergrad years, but yeah, we're all good. All right, so the third question that we have is our favorite grad school experience. So I went to a graduate school. Sung went to a dental school and a medical school. So he can go ahead and share like his favorite experience. And I know we have a lot of viewers interested in going into either dentistry or medicine. So what is your favorite experience about medical school or dental school?
So as for dental school, which is by the way 4 years, as being a graduate doctorate program, part of what I think is very satisfying is you pick up a skill in graduate school and something hands-on, such as dentistry and medicine. As a dental student, I think it was very cool, and I think it was very gratifying to be able to use something what you learned in your first 2 years and then really getting to apply it in your third and fourth year. So I think some of my most gratifying experiences was my interactions with my patients early on. I think that's definitely one of the advantages of dental school, is that you get to interact with your own patients. You have your cohort of patients that you get to work with and really form this rapport with as a third year dental students, and you're pretty much applying everything that you've learned your first 2 years. If you're definitely a people's person, or if you really do like to talk to people about your personal experiences outside of dental school, or just like chit-chatting, I think that's definitely your thing. Really, dental school didn't give me a whole lot of time to really venture outside of my studies, really, and I think just like the usual bonds that you share with your friends, closest friends, your friend circle will be the ones that will last you lifelong. But I think the same thing goes with all these close friends that you'll make on your journey in your studies. So yeah, I mean, I still talk with my friends about, as boring as it may sound, about dentistry, but also just like life. So I think that's I'd say the fun part in dental school. So med school, by the way, is a completely different beast compared to dental school when it comes to its studies. I think it's definitely more brain picking. But as far as favorite activities in medical school, really hard to say, because I happen to just be focusing on my studies, and it's fast paced. I think it's definitely more fast paced than dental school. So I don't know if I had to pick out my favorite. I mean, I could pick out maybe like a favorite rotation if you were to ask me. I like deep talk, especially with a small cohort of people. So if psychiatry is your thing, I mean, I definitely enjoyed my adolescent psychiatry rotation, where I got to be really close with a bunch of teenagers who unfortunately didn't have the most safe or the most fortunate upbringing. I mean, we got to share deep things, and I think from that you definitely learn how you can change people's lives, not just by practicing medicine, or just by even talking to them. So I think most gratifying were those rotations, I think, on my psychiatry rotation. Yeah.
I remember a girl patient drew something for you on the last day.
Yeah. It's definitely those moments where I feel like when someone thanks you for something, for your service. And I think it's important that you really take that in, instead of just brushing it off, saying that, oh, I'm just a student, I'm just nothing important. But I think those really stack up, and I think, if that's your calling, or if that's something that you take interest in, definitely pursue it.
So for me, for my grad school experience, my favorite was being able to just study and work with Harvard professors. Like, that in itself was just such an honor, and you really get to pick their brain and ask them questions, their academia journey so far. And so for me, environment is really important, and just knowing that these professors spent their entire lives working on education research, they're always trying to improve education. So my favorite part was just being inspired every day, all the time. And I guess another favorite activity was research. So prior to going to Harvard, I've never done any form of research. And so at Harvard, I was able to participate in an active research project, research study, do data collection. presented at the research conference. And so that experience was really helpful for me. And I mean, one day I would love to go back to research. And I think right now, because I am mentoring my high school students to land research positions, it's so much easier for me to help my students go through this process because I've been there before and I know how it works inside university labs. And so I think that's my favorite experience. So now we're gonna kind of ask more casual questions because we don't want it to be like super serious and heavy. So what is your favorite hobby?
These days for sure I'm picking up cooking. I'm a big fan of Thai food. I could literally eat Thai food every day. So instead of going out, I mean COVID kind of in a way helped this out a bit. But now I'm looking up recipes online on YouTube, just on the web, and really trying to hone my Thai food cooking skill. I mean, it's not much, but I think I've gotten pad Thai pretty pat down.
We ate pad Thai like 5 times in the last 2 weeks.
But yeah, definitely cooking is something that I picked up this year. Otherwise, just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean that I don't have fun on my leisure time. It's not like I always read articles or books or something like that. I've been playing a lot of video games. I got a hold of a PlayStation 5. I've been playing Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man. They're kind of fun. So if you definitely have a chance, pick those up. Definitely check with your parents.
You can't encourage them to play games.
No, but it's a good way of relieving stress. Definitely, once I have more time, I want to pick up on my DJing skills again and maybe go for gigs. I don't know if Julie will like that, but yeah.
And Sung is really good at singing too, so like we would go to karaoke like before COVID, and yeah, he's really good. For me, my favorite hobby is going out to restaurants to eat. Like, I've always loved eating out and tasting different foods, so that's definitely my favorite. But we can't do that right now because COVID-19, and hence the cooking at home. And second hobby is that I love to like journal and read and learn. This is something that I picked up in the last 3 years, where I wanted to learn more about, why was I feeling anxiety, or why was I feeling, not good enough about myself. And so, I kept wanting to learn more about why I am the way I am. And so I love reading self-help books, and like one that I would recommend highly is The Big Leap. Sung and I are currently reading it right now. Yeah, I like journaling, doing planner stuff, the little cute stuff, and reading. I love all of that. So I think those are my 2 hobbies. All right, so the last question that we have here is our thoughts on success. I think this is such a great question to start a conversation about what success means to you, because as high school students, it's easy to have a defined set of rules when it comes to success, but we know that that's not true, and it's something that the society and the media sort of like, they kind of displayed it for all the young kids to see through media, movies, and things like that. So we want to talk about, and even culture plays a huge role because we grew up in an Asian, family. So let's talk about what our definition is when it comes to success. What's success to you?
Success, in my mind, correlates with having no regrets. It is something that, as Julie was saying, that I feel like society does set out for you lots of times. Not just society, mostly your parents even, whether it be some sort of job security, whether it be the amount of money you make. It is something that I think you will have to set for yourself. It is not something set by others, as I was saying, because if you try to pursue something that someone else has set, you will never be happy, I don't think. You will always let other people judge your success, and that by no means will lead you to a happy life. Really look into what gives you joy, or if if it gives you some sort of satisfaction or gratification. It could be as something simple as drawing, singing. It doesn't have to be math. It doesn't have to be science. It could just be pure reading. And then from that point on, I think you are going to be the carpenter. You are going to set that as your base. And then from that base, I think you will have to kind of start applying things, looking into things that you can use those basic skills to build upon. I don't know if you've recently watched, the new Disney movie Soul. I mean, I know everyone talks about the spark. If you happen to be one of those people, great. But honestly, if lots of times, even as you high school students, middle school students, you're probably lost. You probably don't know what you're really good at, but I think it's going to be a venture for you to find that. And I know it's kind of ambiguous if I put it out that way, but it just starts out with you kind of noticing what you're good at, and kind of expanding on that. Because trust me, college is not the end of the road. Med school is not the end of the road. Neither is law school. And you'd be surprised as you kind of move up the ranks, or as you move on in life, you will find yourself that the definition of success will have a completely different meaning of what you think now than what you'll notice later. If I were to give you guys my thoughts on success, I am still within the building stages of what I deem to be success, and that would be to just open up a practice and have a good set of patients that I can really take care of using my own skills. It's not, being the greatest surgeon in the world, or somehow finding out the next best thing within the field of oral surgery. No, to me, it's just the simple joy that I can get from using my own skills that I think I have a talent in, to serve others.
For me, I define success as knowing and learning more about you and yourself and your passion. And there's this really negative, connotation when we talk about passion, because they're like, oh, it's so overrated that you have to find your passion, or you should know what your passion is. And I actually think that that's an excuse, because people who find their passion, or who foster their interest into passion, they got there because they no longer worked and lived from a place of their comfort zone. So you finding your interest and passion requires discomfort. And, because we tend to have this fear that, oh my goodness, like what if I pursue art and I completely mess up, or I'm not good enough, and then so you never end up trying. I think that we really need to step outside of our comfort zone so we know what we don't know. And that's a place where we find a little bit more about ourselves and what we're interested in and what we're passionate about. So just learning yourself as you are getting older and older, because I think if I think back to my high school years, I just was not the authentic person back then. I tried to be like someone I'm not, and that eventually kind of crumbled down. And now I feel like I'm really being myself. So yeah, that's my definition of success. And obviously everyone's is different, and our values are different. So again, knowing your values, I think really important too, because like Sung said, he was like, I don't want to be the best surgeon in the world. I don't want to find the next best thing in the world, and that's his value. Give out something good to the world during your lifetime. Put out something good. Know that you have the gifts and the talent and ability to do so. So I think just spreading positivity while you are alive during this, while we are on this planet Earth, I think is really meaningful too. Okay, so that's it for our Q&A. I hope that you found that fun and informative at the same time. So I hope that you enjoyed today's content. It's a little bit different, but I thought it'd be fun for us to kind of talk about our lives and what he does, because what I do is very different from Sung's work. So that's it. Make sure to register for the free training if you are new to this channel. You'll learn a lot about college admission strategies, and then hit subscribe. And we'll be back here with another video next week. Bye.
Bye.